Hello. I hope you can hear the crazy tweeting birds. That's actually, wait, let me take you. Let me take you to the birds. Isn't that crazy? They have just been going on for some time. Right outside my window. And I'm in love. It's so distracting. But hello. Welcome here. This video is inspired by a conversation I recently had with one of my friends. And this friend is very against writing in books. I do not live that way. I write in every book I read, I think, pretty much every single one. And I love writing in books. I love, it feels like an integral part of my reading experience. And so this video is me telling you why I think you should write in your books. The main reason I love, is this the main reason? It's a reason. A reason I love writing in my books is because it helps me to notice things. And reading well is mostly just about, at the very beginning anyway, paying attention and seeing the things that are there. And if I have a pen in hand, then I'm more apt to notice things, not start skimming over things and jumping around. But if I'm looking for things to note, looking for things to write down, I'm paying more attention to the text. I notice more moments of beauty. I'll notice more allusions to other texts. And also just basic surface detail. Sometimes you're reading and you missed how people, we're in a different place and you're not sure how we got there. Or there's a new person and you didn't notice them come in. And so for me, having a pen in hand, noting things down, keeps my brain on a little bit when I'm reading. In nonfiction, I use the pen also a lot to follow arguments or structure. Often there's like an idea and then you have points under it. Sometimes they're clear, sometimes they're just within a paragraph. So sometimes I'll write down like first point, second point, third point under an argument. So if I'm scanning through the text again, I can easily see those points. I also love to write in books because, kind of as I briefly just mentioned, it makes my rereading experience so much better. I love rereading books. It's one of the reasons I love having a pretty big library, is because I can keep the copies of books that I've previously read. I can keep my notes. And so when I reread a book, I have all my notes from the first time through. And sometimes, depending when the last time was I read that book, it will pull my eye to a beautiful passage or an important passage, or if I have outlined the structure of the argument, it basically does the grunt work for me. So I don't have to try and search out everything in the text again. I can see it where I've marked it. I can go past that step and just start thinking about the argument itself. I also tend to sometimes write little notes or thoughts in the margins. And when I read a book, if it was a long time ago that I read this book the first time, my notes are usually rather humbling and embarrassing. You think, wow, that's what you thought. I like it because I can see growth. I can see my thought developing. You don't always notice the progression, or you don't realize how much you've learned over time. But when I go and read a book that I read for the first time like 10 years ago, I understand way more. The things I underline or want to underline are so different. And so you can really mark your growth as a reader, as a thinker, as an appreciator of beauty. This is also fun. I love my own notes. I unless the book is very new, I almost always am reading a secondhand copy. And often those books have someone else's notes in them, which I find really enjoyable. It's a different experience than rereading my own notes, but it is fun to see the things that other people thought were interesting. Or I even just love when someone has written their name in the front of the book, or when there's a dedication, like the book was gifted. Like things like that I love. I love, 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 love. And I don't think they take away or devalue the physical object. I think they increase its value and make it more special. And like, for example, I wish all my books are packed away, so I can't show you anything. But my Stuart Walter Scott novels, I have a whole set. It's not a complete set of the Waverley novels, but it's a lot of them. And they were all owned by this man named Percival from the beginning of the 20th century. And I just feel connected to Percival in a way. I don't know who he is, but I have all his books. And I'm glad that I know they're his books. And so part of my writing in books and writing my name in them and underlining things is also a way to talk to people in the future who are then going to read these books that I have had and that I've cared for and that I've read and that I've loved. And I hope that they will then see these things, that they can then also appreciate these things and find the beauty in them and talk to me in a way. Yeah, I find that some people are so precious about the object that they miss the words inside. Not that they miss them, but if you're too afraid to bring a book out in the wild because you're scared you're going to bend a page, then you're never going to read the beautiful things that are inside. And I think that the words are the most important part of the book. And so anything to get you to those words is worth it. And for me, a pen gets me so much closer to those words, gets those words so much deeper inside of me. And that is an easy choice for me. I always have a book on me. I also always have one of these pens on me. The pens I like to use are these guys. This one, the label is fully rubbed off on, but I'll show you some other ones. I like these pens. These are like the Sakura Micron pens because they have archival ink. So the ink isn't going to tear away or eat away at the pages. Over time, it'll stay, it won't fade. Sometimes you open a book that someone has written in with a ballpoint pen and it's basically like there's holes where they were writing. These won't do that. They also come in many different thicknesses. I like the tiny, tiny, pointy little tips because you can get right between the lines. You can write tiny in the little margins. And books that are like paperbacks, something like this, kind of like a trade paperback. The paper isn't like the greatest quality, so the ink just spreads a lot. And with these pens, because the tip is so fine, it doesn't everywhere. And they don't bleed through. Like I can write on onion skin paper with these, and they don't bleed through. Listen, those are my few thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts below. Do you write in your books? Do you not? What do you use? Does this video make you angry? Let me know. I am gonna go. writing a book. And I will talk to you very soon. Have a lovely day. Please like, please subscribe. Mwah.